kind of where does he fit in this defense?
Yeah, I think it's all about, for us, having versatility, adding somebody with experience who's played multiple positions. He's played outside corner, he's played nickel, to go along with a couple of our guys to give us some versatility with how we play some of the other guys in the secondary. So I thought it was just to improve the overall value for each player in every position in the room.
Is this one of the bigger, most experienced groups you've ever coached?
Very, very close. We have 7 seniors, so I think that accounts for a lot. Some of them have a lot of experience, some of them have minimal experience, but I think the combination of the group, all these guys are goal-oriented. They want to win, and a lot of competition at every position. So I think it's going to amount to some success for us in the fall.
As far as the length, though, I mean, everyone's like 6'2" across the board. Is that unique to have a room with that kind of size?
Yeah, I think so. I think for us, it was just a combination of trying to get the best players with the most experience. Some of those guys that were already here, some of them that we added within the portal. A lot of length, a lot of experience, a lot of athleticism. Now it's just about putting it together. It's about more than just playing the long ball. We got to be able to tackle. We got to be physical. We got to play the line of scrimmage, and we got to have guys who have versatility to help the team in whatever role that we need them to be for that week.
And what does someone like Nicholson bring to the program? I know you weren't here last year, but he's coming from the SEC. You're from that part of the country as well. What does he add to the group?
Yeah, I think first of all, just energy. He's a great person. Always in a good mood, always willing to learn. He's got length, he's got athleticism. I think his ceiling for improvement is going to be tremendous based off of him being a quarterback and transition to playing corner. And so his trajectory is big for us, and we're excited to have him. And I think he brings a lot of different things to the room outside of playing football, and then he's going to increase our production on the field. Obviously, you saw him in the spring game, some of the things he was able to do. And that's just all part of the progression. I think he's embracing that, and he's going to do a really good job for us in the fall.
And then how much of that maturity, that mature factor comes from off the field, already having a family?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty impressive, to see him with, his son and bringing him around, him being a part of the locker room and everybody embracing him. I think he's, grown tremendously from his upbringing to where he's at now, which is really proud to have him, and a tremendous example for a lot of our players in a lot of different ways. And then his work ethic is tremendous as well, so pretty well-rounded person that I'm excited to coach.
Has it always been your approach or your mindset to kind of have guys with length like you do now?
It's been different everywhere that I've been. In the earlier stages of my career, yes, and then in the later stages at Houston, we were kind of a combination of undersized, speed, and athletic. In this day and age, I think having the length, having the explosive capabilities brings a lot more to your team. And, just to throw Raiders, and you look at the NFL draft, and you look at all the guys that are 6 foot and above, and what they've been able to do. And so I think it just helps a lot in a lot of different situations.
What's been your objective or your goal since spring, and kind of what's been the focus for you?
Yeah, just being more detailed, doing a lot of different things, and we played guys in a bunch of different positions, and just trying to hone in on what our best lineup is going to be, creating competition at every position, making sure that we're focused on the details, and obviously what Coach Riley wants to do as a team. Some of the things we want to establish moving forward, and then obviously a lot of things that Coach Nair wants to do within the defense, and just getting aligned as far as that goes. And as far as the players, breeding confidence, man. Like our preparation, the detail that we have every day, it has to breed confidence in what we do. And I think players have embraced the challenge and some of the things that we've done on thus far. So I think each and every year you have to reinvent yourself. We got a great opportunity starting at the end of this week to start a new identity for this season with a new group, and this is the first time that we've all been together collectively in a competitive situation, so I'm excited to see what that holds.
The secondary was the highlight from the spring game with all the interceptions. So what did you learn? What did you take away from that?
Yeah, I think for me personally, my goal is always to, push, coach, teach, develop, and then once we get to an 11-on-11 situation, to let them go play and go free and trust their team. So, I'm not stay the course with that. It's all about the players, and it's all about what can I do to help them improve their game, and what can we do, right, to make them better on and off the field. And leaving the spring game, I'm glad we left with confidence. I'm glad we were able to make some plays, and I think that's going to carry over into the fall. And I think we got to set the tempo for practice, because not only do we have to cover, get tackle. We got to be great on special teams, and that's a big part of some of the emphasis of things that we want to do going into the season.
Marcellus is a guy who got a lot of balls during spring. What do you want to see from him during camp?
Just consistency and performance. He's a young guy who I'm very excited about. You would not know that he was an early enrolled freshman. He's beyond mature for his years. But I think for him, it's just can we keep being consistent? Right? How much can his role develop between now and the first game? I'm confident that he's going to bring something to the team. Very intelligent. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Putting him in some tough situations, and you see throwing him in there with the first group in the spring game, and he comes away with the pick. He played the most snaps probably of any of those guys in the spring, and he embraced it. He did a really good job, and he's always up for the challenge. And I think he's going to do a lot for us this fall. But the future for him, I see him as one of the key pieces for the future as well. And I'm just excited that he's with us right now. That he got a chance to come here early, and he's gained a lot of respect not only from the coaching staff but from his teammates as well on a day-to-day basis of how he approaches it. Because he doesn't really say much, but he plays with a lot of energy and a lot of passion. So I'm excited about him as well.
Brady was mentioning one kind of you're saying we're going to go as far as a team, we're going to go as far as this group. And obviously when you look at that, just kind of experience in a position where what has just been that's a pretty good point of this team. And what is that saying right now? We're going to go as far as this secondary go.
Yeah, I really believe that, right? And one, because we have some veterans in the room, and two, I think great receiving core, explosive offense. We're able to contain that in practice and be competitive consistently. And I think the depth gives us some opportunity for competition at position. So we got to go to work every day. We got to set the tempo for practice. We got to set the tempo on special teams. And I think if we're able to do that, there are other positions and other players within the room have to match each other's energy. And every day is going to be a different opportunity for different guys in the room to rotate and compete. And a lot of guys have to still show what they can do. And we have some confidence coming out of the spring game. But I think that it's only going to improve from there. This is the first opportunity for us as collectively as a unit, adding guys like Green, right, getting some other guys back in the lineup, Christian Pierce, Jalen Smith, that we need to see and have position versatility along with what you saw with the group that we played in the spring game. So we got to set the tempo, and that's our goal every day, and play with energy, play with passion, and be consistent in what we do.
Can you talk about the symbiotic relationship between the defensive line and the secondary? How do you get the timing in the head going along with the pass rush, so you can not so much put them on an island, but they know, hey, ball's in the air. How do you coach that part of the game?
Yeah, I think it all starts just with understanding the scheme.
Okay.
And if you're a real football guy, I'm a secondary coach, but I've been a coordinator, and everything starts up front. So front sets the tempo, and some of the scheme is going to dictate the timing of what we need to do. And then sometimes you have one-on-one matchups that guys are able to dominate up front that really changes the trajectory of how fast the ball is coming out. And then some schemes, most offensive coaches are in the quarterback's head and they have some type of shot clock that they want to get the ball off in. A lot of it is situational based off where they're at on the field, right, and what down the distance is it. But for us, it's more about playing consistent with technique, understanding the scheme, and that we want to be aggressive in everything that we do. And sometimes you have to take those risks to be able to make some plays, but we want to play within the scheme. And no matter if you play up front or you play in the back end, you're always going to make more plays playing within the scheme. And so whatever coach man calls, we're going to execute it at a high level and understand why we're calling it and why it's important to play with great technique and leverage in those situations. Yeah, I mean, he's got experience, but, I knew Brady for a long time on a personal level, and, I recruited him when he was coming out of high school, and his energy is infectious. He loves football. He's in the office already in his short amount of time as much as any player in the building. He's a football junkie. He loves it. He wants to compete. And most of all, I think he's a great person. He's a great teammate. He's gelled already with everybody within the room, but I think he's going to compete at a high level. Right? So he's going to bring heads. He's going to bring great competitive spirit. He can play inside, he can play outside, has some return value as well. So I think he'll bring the level of a lot of other guys up in the room. If not, he's going to have to match some of their level. So I'm looking forward to him being a part of it because I know he's going to be consistent. I know he's going to show up to work every day. Great person that has the potential to be an impact player for our team.